You've taken the quiz. You've met the chameleon, the caretaker, the peacemaker, the performer, and the ghost. You've seen how each persona helped you survive. But now, what comes next? This is where we begin to reveal what's been hiding under that mask and reclaim what's been yours all along. This episode is about the space between who you had to be and who you're ready to become. If you're ready to stop living in reaction and start choosing with intention, this is your turning point. I'm Sandy Bartlett, and this is Journey to Self, Power Beyond People Pleasing. For the past several episodes, we've uncovered the people-pleasing roles that women take on to stay safe. Now we're shifting the focus from understanding the pattern to choosing something new. When I work with clients, this is the point where the magic happens. When you stop asking, "What's wrong with me?" and start asking, "What do I want now?" you begin to own your truth and align with your real self. And before we get into that, let's do our intuitive moment. The card I pulled for this episode is the Two of Pentacles from the Light Seers Tarot deck, a card of balance, adaptability, and the dance of flexibility. It often shows someone juggling two coins, not as a struggle, but as a graceful rhythm. This card reminds us that life will always have moving pieces. The question isn't whether you can keep everything in the air, but whether you can flow with it instead of fighting it. For those of us who've lived in roles like the chameleon or the performer, this message hits home. We've been trained to believe that balance means keeping everyone else happy, spinning every plate perfectly. But the Two of Pentacles is saying something different. You get to choose which plates matter. You get to set them down if they're not yours to carry. I remember a time when I was juggling work, family, and all the unspoken expectations I thought I should live up to. I wasn't flexible. I was stretched thin. And every time something slipped, I felt like I'd failed. But what I learned, and what this card reflects, is that balance isn't about perfection. It's about shifting your weight, leaning into what truly matters in the moment and letting the rest wait. The Two of Pentacles whispers, you are allowed to adjust. You are allowed to choose. Flexibility isn't weakness, it's strength. Each persona was a form of protection. She helped you stay connected, avoid conflict, feel needed, or stay invisible. But you weren't meant to live from protection forever. I remember a moment not too long ago when I realized I had outgrown the role I was playing. I was sitting in silence after a client session, and it hit me. I had built a whole life around being who everyone needed me to be, but not who I truly was. Even in my own healing journey, I kept shifting for approval until I finally asked, "What do I want?" It wasn't an easy question, because when you've spent your life shape-shifting, it's hard to know where to start. But here's what I learned. The power isn't in having all the answers. It's in giving yourself permission to begin again. For your inner reflection, take a moment and ask yourself, who have I been trying to be? What truth have I been ignoring? And what would it feel like to live from desire instead of duty? This isn't about tossing everything out. It's about rewriting the next chapter on purpose. Our whispers of wisdom comes from Jim Rohn. Your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change. Love that quote. You get to choose your next chapter. You are allowed to outgrow old versions of you. For your empowerment action, here's what I want you to try as part of stepping into my ROAR method. Choose one small thing this week that supports who you're becoming, not who you've been. Maybe that means saying no, speaking up, or resting without guilt. And if you're ready to go deeper, you can. Join the Journey to Self membership for support and healing tools. Or book a free 30-minute Awaken the Shift session with me. Let's talk about what you're ready to create and what needs to shift for that to happen. Next week, we'll wrap this series with a powerful reflection on returning to your real self, underneath all the personas. But today, choose something that honors your truth. Your story is still being written. And until next time, be true to you.